Hi, everyone. My name is Bridget Suter, and I am the teen librarian at the Brunswick Library. And today I'm going to talk to you about some awesome books that you can read this summer. And the first one I want to talk about is Peak by Roland Smith. And this is one of my favorite outdoor adventure books, and it's perfect if you were a fan of the book Hatchet. After Peak, Marcello is arrested for scaling a New York City skyscraper. He's left with just two choices: wither away in a juvenile detention center, or go live with his long-lost father, who runs a climbing company in Thailand. But Peak quickly learns that his father's renewed interest in him has strings attached, big strings. As owner of Peak Expeditions, he wants his son to be the youngest person to ever reach the Mount Everest summit, and his motives are selfish at best. Even so, for a climbing addict like Peak, tackling Everest is the challenge of a lifetime, but it's also one that could cost him his life. So you can find out in Peak by Roland Smith. And the next book is about one of my favorite topics, which is food, and it's Measuring Up by Lily Lamotte. And this book is also a graphic novel. Newly transplanted to Seattle, 12-year-old Cece does her best to blend in at her new middle school, even though she misses her beloved grandmother, who she left back in Taiwan. Cece is desperate to bring her grandmother to America for a visit, but how to pay for it? A local cooking contest with a $1,000 grand prize might just be the answer. But will her Taiwanese dishes be enough to win over the judges? Find out in Measuring Up. And our next book is called Game Changer. And 13-year-old Teddy Youngblood is in a coma fighting for his life after an unspecified football injury at training camp. His family and friends flocked to his bedside to support his recovery and to discuss the events leading up to the tragic accident. Was this an inevitable result of playing a violent sport, or is something more sinister happening on the field that day? Told in an innovative format combining dialogue, texts, newspaper articles, transcripts, and an online forum, and Teddy's inner thoughts, Game Changer explores the thrills and terrifying risks of America's most popular sport. And is Game Changer by Tommy Greenwald. And our next book is called Escape from Aleppo. It's December 17th, 2010, Nadia's 12th birthday and the beginning of the Arab Spring. Soon, anti-government protests erupt across the Middle East, and one by one, countries are thrown into turmoil. As civil war flares in Syria and bombs fall across Nadia's home city of Aleppo, her family decides to flee to safety. After Nadia is separated from her family, she spends the next 4 days with a mysterious old man who helps her navigate checkpoints and snipers of the rebel ISIS and Syrian armies that are littering Aleppo on her way to meet her father at the Turkish border. To find out if Nadia is able to escape and meet her family and escape from Aleppo. And the last book I want to talk about is one of my personal favorites, and it's Miles Morales' Spider-Man by Jason Reynolds. And this is a novelization of the popular Marvel comic, and it's also recently been made into a video game. So after a misunderstanding leads him to be suspended from school, Miles Morales feels conflicted about his identity as the new Spider-Man. But when his scholarship is threatened, he uncovers a plot that puts his friends and his neighborhood at risk. So this book has a lot of action, and it also has a lot of humor between a couple of the characters. So if you're looking for lots of action and a little more humor, this would be a perfect book for you. If you have any questions about the books that I talked about today, or if you just need a recommendation, feel free to send me an email. And remember to sign up for the Teen Summer Reading Game. You can start signing up for that on May 15th.